The sirens wailed across the quiet suburban street of Oak Ridge Lane, where nothing ever happened until tonight. Neighbors peeked through half-open blinds, watching as detectives rushed into House No. 27, flashlights trembling in their hands. Inside the living room lay a dining table still set for two, candles burning, food untouched, and a single bloodied envelope placed neatly between the plates. It had just 3 words written in red ink. You were warned. No forced entry, no witnesses, no body, just one chilling message, left for someone who had vanished without a trace. FBI Special Agent Ava Hartley had trained herself to sleep lightly. Years of working counter, terror and criminal profiling had conditioned her to treat silence as temporary peace was just the pause before something broke. But tonight, the break came earlier than expected. 2:13 a.m. Her phone vibrated only once before she was fully awake, hand already closing around it. No hesitation, no grogginess, just instinct. Caller ID, FBI Internal Affairs restricted line. Ava's mind sharpened like a blade drawn from its sheath. Internal Affairs didn't call field agents at 2 a.m. unless someone had either died, disappeared, or betrayed the Bureau. She answered, Special Agent Hartley. A male voice came through, trying for professional calm failing. Agent Hartley, we need you at Fairfax County General Hospital. Now. Her heartbeat dropped into a slow, heavy rhythm. What happened? A breath. It's your partner, Agent Ethan Cross. Her spine locked. Is he dead? She asked flatly. Silence. Then, no, but he should be. Alva didn't wait for more. She was already grabbing her firearm, badge, and jacket. The highway lights blurred into streaks as she sped through the night, siren muted but velocity unforgiving. Her hands stayed steady on the wheel, but her thoughts whirled in brutal flashes. Ethan Cross, her partner for 3 years, not her friend, not exactly. Their relationship wasn't built on drinks after work or personal confessions. It was built on trust under fire, quick reads of each other's decisions in the field, silent agreements formed in split seconds. She didn't know his favorite music, but she knew the exact sound of his breathing when he was about to breach a door. That kind of bond went deeper than casual friendship, and now someone had almost ended it. Fairfax General was flooded with fluorescent light. When she arrived, that strange blend of sterile safety and quiet dread. 2 armed federal agents flanked room 4. 103 like statues. Ava flashed her badge. Special Agent Hartley. Ethan Cross is my partner. One agent stepped aside. Prepare yourself. She pushed the door open. Ethan lay pale beneath harsh hospital lighting, throat bruised black and purple finger marks. Whoever attacked him hadn't used a weapon. They had strangled him with their bare hands that took rage or confidence. Machines beeped softly beside him. His breathing was shallow, mechanical, wrong, but something else was worse. His left hand was taped shut around something, a blood-soaked envelope. Ava felt the room tilt. A doctor approached quietly, the blood on it isn't his. A chill raced along Ava's spine. The lead internal affairs agent stepped forward. We haven't opened it. Figured you should be the one. Ava put on gloves, carefully peeling the envelope from Ethan's hand. It was soaked through red fingerprints smeared across the seal. Do it, one agent whispered. She opened it. A single strip of thick paper. 3 words, written in jagged red ink she recognized instantly. You were warned. Ava's pulse thudded in her ears, loud, violent. She had seen this message before, 2 years ago, on a case they never solved. A serial offender who left threats before action. They called him the Prophet because his messages weren't promises. They were predictions, and every one of them came true. Ava stared at Ethan. Memories flickered. Their first assignment, arguments over case theory, silent nods before entering danger, the way he trusted her back without ever needing to say it. This wasn't random. This wasn't just an attack. This was personal. Someone had come for her partner but left him alive just long enough to deliver a message, a warning, a challenge, a promise. She clenched the letter so hard her gloves creaked. Who brought him in? She asked without looking away. One of the guards hesitated. He stumbled into the lobby himself, collapsed, no witnesses, no security footage. Whoever did it knew how to stay invisible. Ava exhaled slowly. Not fear, control, cold, deliberate control. Contact cyber. I want every nearby traffic cam, ATM feed, and streetlight pulled in the last 6 hours. She ordered. If someone breathed near him tonight, I want to know. She turned toward the door. Where are you going? Asked the guard. Ava looked back at Ethan, unconscious, helpless, betrayed by a system that should have protected him, her jaw set. To find whoever wrote this. She held up the letter. And make them regret the warning wasn't their last. He watched the news like most people watched comedy shows, amused, relaxed, feet casually propped up on the coffee table, while chaos bloomed across the screen. FBI agent assaulted suspect unknown. Ah, they made it sound so ordinary. He clicked his tongue in disappointment. Come on, say it properly. He murmured to himself, voice lilting with theatrical flair. A storm has arrived, but no, they reduced his grand opening act to a mere incident. Pathetic. He leaned back deeper into the couch, twirling a silver coin across his knuckles, not because he needed the fidget, but because silence grew boring without rhythm. Click, flip, catch. On the screen, reporters speculated about motives. Robbery gone wrong, revenge, random street assault. He almost laughed. No, 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 wrong genre, children. This wasn't some alley brawl. This was Act 1, and every performance needed worthy actors. Agent Ethan Cross. He was just the opening instrument the bell rung before the real game began. But her, Special Agent Ava Hartley, now she was different. He had seen her interviews, her case reports, the way she deconstructed criminals without ever raising her voice. Calm, controlled, detached, lovely. She wasn't just a detective, she was a thinker, and thinkers were more fun to break. He pulled out a small recorder and clicked it on. Day 1. She's seen the message. Good. I was worried she'd be one of those dull agents who rely on guns instead of brains. Click. He wandered across his dimly lit apartment walls, covered not with photos but with mirrors, some cracked, some fogged, all reflecting distorted versions of him as he passed. I wonder, he whispered at one reflection, will she see this as warning? He paused, grinned, or invitation. He walked into the kitchen, dragging a finger lazily across the counter until he reached a metal tray. Resting on it, a torn strip of hospital wristband. Ethan Cross, still stained with blood, he picked it up, humming softly. You held on longer than I expected, Agent Cross, he said conversationally, as though Ethan could hear him. Most people panic when they can't breathe. You fought. Admirable, messy, but admirable. He kissed his teeth in annoyance. You almost died too soon, though. That would have ruined everything. She needed to see you alive. Otherwise, he snatched the wristband and slapped it flat against the mirror. There's no stakes. He stepped back and admired his work like an artist considering a brushstroke. Yes, much better. He returned to his couch, flicked on a bodycam video on his tablet, night vision footage. Green-tinted, grainy, Ethan struggling, hands clawing at his throat. Silent choking, no shouting, no theatrics, just pure primal fear. He tilted his head, he rewound it, watched again. This time he synced his breathing with Ethan's gasps. In, out, he smiled dreamily. Fear, he whispered, is music. His phone buzzed, an encrypted alert, motion detected on a surveillance node. He tapped into the feed. There she was, Ava Hartley. Standing outside Ethan's hospital room, shoulders rigid, eyes burning with that delicious cocktail anger, restraint, guilt, but beneath it all, oh yes, fear, not for herself, no, she wasn't the type. Fear of failure. He grinned slowly, eyes widening like a child unwrapping a gift. She's perfect. He leaned toward the camera, whispering like he could speak right into her ear through the pixels. Come find me, Agent Hartley. He licked his lips, delighted. It was nearly 4 a.m. when Ava finally left the hospital. The world outside felt colder than before, not because of the night air, but because something had shifted. She could feel him now, not just as a suspect, not just as a criminal, but as a presence. He was watching. She drove back to the FBI field office in silence. No music, no radio chatter, just the hum of the engine and the relentless pulse in her head, whispering the same words over and over. "You were warned?" The receptionist at the front desk looked half-ass, leaped but straightened when he saw her. "Agent Hartley, someone dropped this off for you." He handed her a plain brown parcel, no postage stamp. No sender address, just her name typed in capital letters across the front. Special Agent Ava Hartley. Her pulse slowed, calculated, clean, personal. She held the box firmly and walked straight to evidence room 2. Set it on the steel examination table, put on gloves, no hesitation. She opened it. Inside nothing but a small black voice recorder. No note, no signature, no fingerprints visible, just a button. Play. She stared at it for 3 seconds. Then pressed it. Beep. Took you long enough. The voice was male, smooth, amused, relaxed like someone pouring a glass of wine. "Ava didn't move. I know what you're thinking. How did he get past security? How did he leave this here? How close has he been?" A faint chuckle. "Closer than you think." Her grip tightened, but relax. "If I wanted you dead, I would have knocked." Her jaw locked. "Anyway, I just called to say, congratulations. Congratulations, you're officially the lead actress now. Ethan was just rehearsal. The real performance starts soon." Silence. Her breathing stayed even, controlled. He wouldn't get what he wanted, not a reaction. Not yet. The recorder clicked again. "You know what I love about you, Agent Hartley. You don't panic. You calculate. You endure. Most people scream when they're afraid, but you go quiet." His tone softened, almost tender. "Let's see how long that lasts." Then another sound played, a slow, rhythmic tapping, like knuckles against wood. Knock, knock, knock. Then, "Open your door." Ava froze. Her head turned instinctively toward the entrance of the evidence room. Silence, no footsteps, no shadow, no movement. She drew her gun, took one step, then another, approached the door, hand reached slowly toward the handle. Beep. The recorder played one last message. Not that one. Her blood ran cold. "I meant your home door." She stopped breathing. He knew where she lived. The recorder clicked off. Silence. But it wasn't empty silence. It was loaded, like the darkness itself was grinning. Within minutes, she was back in her car, sirens off, engine roaring toward her apartment. Not recklessly, precisely. She scanned every mirror, every rooftop, every parked car like a sniper searching for glare. She reached her building, no lights on, no movement, too quiet. She approached her front door, gun drawn. Something was taped to it, a single Polaroid photo. She pulled it free slowly. It was a picture of her apartment interior. Taken from inside, lights off, shadows heavy, but in the corner barely visible, a figure sitting in her armchair, watching, waiting. The back of the photo had just 2 handwritten words, "Missed me." Ava's heartbeat thundered, not in fear, but in fury. She didn't step back. She pushed the door open. Darkness, silence. He was gone, but he had been here, not to kill her, to promise her. This wasn't a warning anymore. It was a hunt, and now they both knew only one of them would survive it. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.